So you say you wanna get away. We don't need a play.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Tia here. If you're new, please like and subscribe. Also turn on your post notifications so you can see whenever I post. But today's video is going to be like a quick little story time. Parties that I went to in college. I was a junior. Luckily I had roommates that were like out there and they liked partying and everything. I only went to parties because of my roommates, but me and my roommates, we went to this party. It was a football party, and literally like one of the girls, they like knew everybody already, so she was like, yeah, we can go to this football party, I know where it is, we can check it out, and like we can get in and everything. So we went to this place. We had to all squeeze in an Uber because it was like me, my 3 other roommates, and then like one of the girls' friends. So it was like 5 of us. We had to squeeze into an Uber. We drove all the way there, and you know, of course, we're like tipsy and everything. It was awkward because like for me, like I've never done this before, like literally never went to like high school parties or anything. So we go to the party and we pull up, and like there's a guy at the door, and he's like, oh, who are you? Like, I don't know y'all, like I never seen y'all before. And like it was like so awkward because I'm like did we need to be invited to this? Like, we don't know him, he don't know us. And it was like he was interested in like my roommate's friend, like the random girl that she brought along. So he was like flirting with her. She was like, yeah, just like, can you like let us in, you know, these are my friends, and like please, like. And then he's like, yeah, sure, if I get your number, like I'll let you guys in. And she's like, yeah, sure. And like I'm pretty sure she gave him a fake number because like he was like a senior, but he wasn't like the most attractive guy. So it was like she gave him a fake number, and we all got in. Low-key like kind of dead because, you know, we like we're like new to this or whatever. So it's like we literally arrived like too early, and then so it was like nobody in there. So we were like should we stay, like should we find somewhere else, like should we wait for people to show up? And then like this girl, she was at like the little counter, because it's literally a house with no furniture. So it was like she was at the counter, she was like, you guys want some drinks? And we were like, yeah, sure. And she had like a bottle of like vodka or like whatever. She's like pouring it into cups for us. And then like my other roommate is like controlling the music, and she puts on our song, and we're like, it's like we're literally just us, just dancing, like 5 of us, and it's like so awkward. And then of course people start showing up, but I feel like at some parties people don't really dance anymore. Like literally it's just like twerking or like jumping, like literally no one actually dances anymore. So it's like people started showing up, and they were like standing in the corner like just watching us. We were like full on full on dancing because we're like weird like that. So they were like watching us like, oh, like they're probably freshmen, but we're like literally juniors. And eventually it started filling up, and we were like, yo, like this is getting to be too much, we should get out of here. And then like, you know, we started to leave. We were like walking on the block. We were like all checking our phones. Not me, like I was pretending to check my phone, you know, when I was really like scrolling up and down settings. But we were all checking our phones, trying to find the next like party like spot and everything. So then my roommate, she was like, oh, there's another party like down the block, like just 5 minutes away, but we need to take an Uber because I don't think we can walk like that far, blah blah blah. And I was like, oh my god, another Uber. Because like in my head I'm like calculating the prices. I'm like, okay, that's like $7, that's $5, that's like, I'm counting the prices. Another party we went to, there was literally a line outside the door. Like, dang, like is this some club or whatever? And then apparently you had to like pay money to get in, like guys had to pay money. I'm like, that's weird. Like I mean, it's good for me because I'm a girl, so I don't gotta pay. But I'm like, dang, like that sucks for y'all. And like they were only letting like a couple of people in at a time, and so it's like 5 of us were like trying to squeeze in there. We get to the front of the line, and he's like, yo, like how much are y'all? And we were like 5, like let us in, blah blah blah. Because like people were literally like standing by the door, and like they were all jumping in there, and I could literally feel the heat from the room. And I'm like, dang, like am I really trying to go in there? Like what if I get trampled? Like I don't know what's gonna happen. And then like, mind you, the alcohol is kind of wearing off. So by this time I'm like, yo, like I just want to go to bed. At this point 3 of my roommates get in, and then like he kind of like stops us. Like he stops me and this other, my Asian roommate. So he stops us. He's like, wait a second. And we're like, what? Like, and then we like lost our other friends, like they already went in, and I'm like, yo, like we aren't supposed to get lost like this. And so eventually he lets us in, and we're like, should we look for them, should we stay back here, because we're like at the back. Like I think my friends, they were like closer to the middle area or something, but we were in the back, and we were like, oh my gosh. And I'm just kind of like, you know, doing this, like listen to the music. It's like 100 degrees in there, and I'm like wearing a coat because outside is cold. Outside is 20 degrees, but in here it's 100 degrees. My Asian roommate, she starts freaking out. She's with me, and she's like, I don't know if she was having like a panic attack or she's like claustrophobic or what, but she was like, it's really hot in here, it's really hot, I need to get out of here, it's so hot in here. And I was like, girl, like we literally just got in, and I wasn't trying to leave without my other roommates because we all rode here together. And she's like, I can't do this, and she walks out, and I'm like, oh. And I'm thinking, should I walk out with her, like, so that, like, the buddy system, or should I, like, try to find the other girls? And then, I ended up walking out with her, and I was like, great. Like, we waited in that long line just to get in for, like, 5 minutes, and she's, like, freaking out. And then she called an Uber. She's like, you want to go home? And I was like, I guess, like, do I have an option? Do I like what? And then so she called an Uber. We rode back in the Uber. We texted the other girls. We're like, hey, we're going back to the apartment. And the other girls are like, they're like sending us Snapchats of them dancing. I'm like, yo, like, I was low-key kind of mad. I'm like, it literally wasn't that hot, but I feel like it was kind of like some kind of panic attack or something. I don't know. What was it? Another party we went to, we showed up at the house early once again, but this was like super early, like super early. We get there and there's nobody there, and we're like knocking on the doors, we're like looking at the windows, and like, because they literally haven't even like set up the music or like anything like that yet. And we're like waiting outside. We're like, yo, like this is so awkward. Like we literally are here like 30 minutes early, because we thought it was gonna be like an exclusive one, like the other one where we had to wait in line. So we're like, let's get there early, but no. And then I'm there thinking like, I gotta pee, and like I really don't like holding in my pee for long. And my Asian roommate, she was banging on the door. She's like, let us in, I gotta pee, blah blah blah. And then I'm like, dang, like what am I gonna do? And then like my other roommate, she's like, oh, just pee like behind the house. And I'm like, I never peed outside in my life. So I went around to the side of the house with her, and we literally like squatted and peed in the grass. And like I know that might be normal, or like lots of people have done that before, but like I've never done that before. I'm like, I can't wipe, like where's the toilet paper? Like I was like, this is awkward. Like what if someone like in the next building is like videotaping me peeing right now? Like this is so awkward. But like luckily it was dark, no one saw me. Turns out that party was canceled, so it was like the whole time that we were waiting there, like no one was there because it was canceled. So we're like, oh my gosh, like not again. And then we ended up finding this other place. It was like down the block, and like keep in mind, this is like, it's like a black area. It's like mostly where the football parties are, because like most of the football players are black. So we went to the football party, and there was like a lot of guys in there, like literally everybody's in there. And I'm like, hey, that's the guy from my class. And like we were just like talking, and like it was perfectly fine and everything. And next thing you know, I hear like police. I'm like, instantly, like I'm in panic mode. I'm like, okay, we gotta go, because I'm thinking like it's like the movies, how like they start like arresting everybody, they start shooting and all that stuff. So I'm like, we gotta go. Like I you see my skin, we gotta go. And they just came in. They're like, and like literally everyone, they kept dancing, and I was like, this is weird, like police are right there. And I'm like, I guess this happens all the time and they're used to it. And then the police, they talk to the guy who owns the house. They're like, yeah, you gotta shut this down, like we've been getting lots of complaints, because like keep in mind, like other like normal people live in the neighborhood. Like it's mostly college students, but like there's also normal people that live there. So they were like, yeah, we've been getting lots of noise complaints, blah blah blah. Like I know like everyone is having parties tonight, but like, you know, start to shut it down, or like keep the volume lower. And then the guy was like, okay. Then like the police officers left. Then all they did was like turn up the music like louder. And I'm like, wow, like I guess the police like don't care, because it's like a college town, so it's like they deal with this all the time. So like what can they really do, you know? Because if they shut down this party, like everyone will literally go to the next one, you know? I was like freaking out inside. Another one I went to was at a sorority. So like my friend, she was in a sorority, I don't know the name of it, Delta Phi Gamma Phi Delta Sigma Gamma, whatever the fudge, because it's a cult at the end of the day. But she was like, yo, can you come to this sorority party with me? I think like some of her friends weren't gonna be there because they had to do like homework, or like they had to do something for class. So she was like, can you be there, because like my other sorority friends, they aren't going and I need someone to go with. And I was like, sure. And like in my head I'm like excited, I'm like, yo, like this is gonna be fun, I get to dress up, I get to do my makeup. I wore this like black dress because she just told me to wear like a regular dress and like some heels. So I was like, okay, I'll wear like a black dress, black heels, you know, like that's it. Like had to walk all the way there like in heels, and it was freezing cold. And then she's like, okay, like you're here. And we stayed there, and then like I helped her get ready because she was like curling her hair, she was doing like the most. And I'm like, you don't really gotta do all that, because I know people are gonna go there and they're gonna be like half dressed and like not even care. She got all dressed up, and then she's like, okay, let's go. And like we had to walk. We were like, and I was like, can't we get like an Uber, because like I didn't know where the place was. And she's like, no, it's only like 10 minutes away, but like keep in mind we're like walking and it's like 20 degrees, because it's like I don't even know when this was, like February or whatever, because I'm in a short dress, you know, like I'm all exposed. Then we finally get there, and he's like, are you on the list? And I'm like, and my friend is like, yeah. And then she gives like her name and my name, and I was like, yo, because I was about to say, if I got dressed up for no reason, I would have been mad, you know. And then like he let us in, and of course like the first thing I realized is like, yo, like I'm the only black person here, which is normal because like the sorority, this whole campus is like probably like 95% white. So it's like I wasn't really surprised by that. So I get in there and I'm like, oh, this is gonna be boring, like I don't know anybody here, so that means I'm gonna have to stick to my friend the whole day. It's like we were walking around, she had to like sign in, do some sorority stuff, and we can't get drinks because they had the party at like a bar place, but we can't get drinks because we aren't 21. So it was like why did I come here? And then so like she was like went around talking to her friends, and I was just kind of standing by her side. I was like, you know, but it's like I like the music, and I was kind of like doing this, but at the end of the day, like it was pretty lame. I don't know, I feel like there was like one other black guy there that was there, like some song came on, like was it Mo Bamba, and of course that song has the N-word in it like multiple times. And then so like all those white kids were singing it, and I was like, oh, and like me and that guy like made eye contact. I was like, he was like, and it's just like awkward. It was like a totally awkward experience because I don't know, like when songs would come on that I like, she would be like, oh, I hate this song, and I'm like, bitch. But overall I feel like that was the lamest one, because I don't know, I thought like sorority parties would be like better and like play better music, but I'm like, I don't know, like this really wasn't it. But I remember like some girl, she like fell on her face, and her dress was like super short, so like her whole butt was exposed, and everyone was like laughing at her. And then like they also like take a bunch of pictures and stuff, and of course like I'm at a party, so like, you know, my natural response is to record everything because I'm the videographer of the group, so I just naturally record like whatever, and sometimes I don't even post it, I just like want to save it for my memories. So like I was like recording it on Snapchat, and then my friend, she's like, no, you can't post that. And I was like, what do you mean I can't post that? She's like, you can't post like sorority parties, or else we're gonna get in trouble, because it's gonna make us look like we're bad, and like you can't post people drinking and stuff like that. So now I'm thinking like, oh, like that's why sorority girls be blurring out their little red Solo cup in their like Instagram pictures. And I'm like, wow, like this is a cult. Like literally everyone in the world knows that sororities and fraternities like drink and party, and like that's all they do. So I'm like, why is it like a rule that they can't like post that stuff? But anyways, that was probably like the lamest one, and I did end up posting the videos, like because like at the end of the day I don't care. But yeah, this video is getting long, so that was it for this video. If you guys want to hear more story times, I'll be happy to do them for you. My life isn't that interesting, but you know, I can probably like pull stuff from my childhood traumas to tell you guys. Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for more videos.